First of all, can you give us an update on the injury situation, please?
For the game, we have out Gabaman and Jeremina. The other players, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is back, and also Alan is back.
Great to have those two, particularly in the squad. And for Alan, it's been a long time. So how much are you looking forward to having him return?
Oh, I think for the fact that we have a lot of game in this period, it's important to have all the squad available. We are close to have all the players fit, so this is important. We can rotate a little bit and keep the squad more fresh. Alan was out for 2 months. To have him back is really important for us, above all in this period.
Is everybody happy at the moment? There is a story doing the rounds that James Rodriguez maybe is a little bit homesick and he's considering returning. I mean, how does he seem to you?
Oh, he's okay. He has no problem. I talk to him every day. He's happy here, confident, motivated. He had a little problem in the last few games with his calf, but now he's in a good condition. He really feels good here because everyone take care of him, and that's it. If I don't know if he complains about the weather, but the weather we know that is not the best weather ever, but there are a lot of things good in this area.
As far as this game is concerned, there will be a lot of interest in the goalkeepers in particular. Jordan Pickford has come back and he still seems to get some criticism, and Alisson has made a few mistakes recently. Do you think it's difficult? Do you think it's unfair sometimes, that the criticism that goalkeepers sometimes get when they do make mistakes?
I think that the criticism is part of our job, and so Alisson knows this. Pickford knows this. Everyone knows this. When you do mistakes, and who doesn't do mistakes? No one. And so you have to accept sometimes, but you don't have to put in discussion the quality of Alisson and the quality of Pickford.
And as far as Jordan's mentality is concerned, obviously people will remember the collision with Van Dijk in the game earlier in the season. Do you worry at all that something like that might be in the back of his mind?
I don't think so. He is focused to prepare the game. Of course, he was not happy when this injured happened, but I think that now he is focused on the game and only on the game.
Thank you for now, Carlo.
Thank you.
Mark Scott from Premier League Productions, please.
Hiya, Carlo. It was a tough game for you against Manchester City, but can it be helpful to have faced such good opposition when you're going to come up against another side of such high quality at the weekend?
Oh, yes, of course. It was a really difficult game against City. It will be a difficult game against Liverpool. It will be a different game, I think, because every team has his own quality, his own characteristic, and it will be different. But what doesn't change is the difficulties of the game that we know. But the motivation is really high because we want to compete against our neighbors here, and it's a derby, and it is a special game.
Much has been made of Liverpool's struggles in defending the title. Having won so many championships yourself as a manager, you must know how difficult it is to go again and defend the title, especially when they've been hit by injuries to key players.
Yeah, this is true. It's really difficult, but because I think it was more difficult for Liverpool because they lost a lot of players in the same position. They lost a lot of central defender, and they not always you are able to cover the problem that you had all in one time in that position. So I think that was the problem that Liverpool had in this period, but they are still there because they did really well against Leipzig in the Champions League. They won important games in this period. They are up and down like all the team, apart from Manchester City in this season.
Yeah, just finally from me, I was going to say the Leipzig game, it looked like Liverpool were maybe a bit more like their old selves in that game in midweek.
Yes, of course. I said they have more confidence. They had a good result in Champions League. They are close to move on, to move forward. And if it's a derby for us, it's a derby also for them. So the motivation on the pitch will be high for both teams.
Mike Hughes from Radio Merseyside, please.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
Merseyside derbies, as you know, fiercely passionate occasions. But what can you do to try and ensure that the players stay within the boundaries and aren't overly aggressive? Because it's tough enough playing Liverpool with 11 players, let alone 10.
Yeah, I think it's important to be focused on what we are going to do on the game. It's important to be focused on the strategy of the game, to be brave, and to be confident. And after that, and to try and to think to play football, because at the end we are going to play football, and Liverpool will do the same.
You've matched up well with Liverpool on the last two occasions that you've played them, and they've been, one of the two best teams in the country over the last sort of 2 or 3 seasons. How have you been able to do that, and what's it going to take to get to those sort of levels again for this weekend?
Well, I think to play against Liverpool, you have to compete on the intensity level that they are used to use in the games, and you have to try to find solution in front, because you cannot only defend against them. You have to try to propose something, and we are going to try to propose something tomorrow.
Because you haven't had anybody like Alan with that profile since he's been injured, can his return be the key to you playing it with a bit more of a progressive style on a regular basis and allowing the other midfielders to advance further up the pitch?
Alan can add more intensity, more concentration defensively. But I have to say that Tom Davies, that replaced him most of the time, he did really well in this situation. And so happy to have Alan back, but because I think that the consistency of the team is going to improve.
James Savundra from TalkSport, please.
Carlo, it's obviously great news to have Alan and Dominic Calvert-Lewin back fit. Are they in a position where they're ready to start the match tomorrow if required?
All the players available can start the game. Because if the players cannot start the game, it will not be available.
How disruptive have the injuries been this season in terms of developing this squad and getting something close to your best 11?
How disruptive have the injuries been this season in terms of you getting
I think that
team?
You have to manage the injuries, because above all this season, when you didn't have a proper pre-season, you had, and all the teams had more injury. You have to manage these kind of things, and of course you would like to have all the players available, but this is not impossible. I think that the progress of the team also with the injury, in my opinion, was good.
How big a moment would it be for Everton to beat Liverpool tomorrow? Is this the best chance you've had since you've been the Everton manager?
Every derby, every game you play against Liverpool for Everton, you want to win, of course. It's a long time that Everton was not able to win a derby, and can be the right time tomorrow. Could be. The right time depends on what we are able to do on the pitch tomorrow. Only this.
Jim Van White, please.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
Has Anfield lost its fear factor this season with the results unexpected that you've seen?
But for sure, they lost the supporter of their fans. In this sense, Anfield was one of the most difficult stadium to play against, and the fact that the supporters are not there can be an advantage for the away teams. Is all the same what happened to us, all the same what happened to others team in this particular season, where you cannot have the support of your fan.
Do we make too much of the history that Everton haven't beaten Liverpool at Anfield for so long? Does that add unnecessary pressure onto this fixture?
No, for this we don't have pressure, because at the worst can happen, won't happen a lot of time in the past. I think that we are better compared the past, and so I think we can have more opportunity to get a result.
Louis Rastarepo.
Hi, Carlo. How
Hi.
are you? Hola. I would like to ask you a little bit more details about the Jerry Mina injury and how long he's going to be out, because obviously in South America there is a lot of interest because of the World Cup qualifying. Could you give us some?
He had a problem on his calf. He will be out for at least 3 or 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks. Okay. And my second question is about James. You took him out in the last game because of tactical reasons, and it was tactical reasons. Why? Why you started with him in the bench?
Because he had the knock.
Against.
He had the knock, and he was not fit 100%.
Okay. And for tomorrow, he's 100%? You count on him to start in the 11?
No, it's not 100%, but it's 99%.
99. Okay. Thank you very much.